009 to 040. First glance. Silhouette and proportions. Low 3/4 front tracking shot of GT Super at eye level. Slow dolly to emphasize low nose and long hood. Cut to medium drone of Cayenne from front 3/4 high angle. Bow. Start with silhouette. The GT Super is all tension. Low slung nose, wide hips, sculpted fenders and a wheelbase that feels stretched for drama. The Cayenne in black reads entirely differently. Bulk, shoulder lines, and mass used as a statement. One says, attack the apex. The other says, command the road. On-screen. Animated outline overlays showing wheelbase, roofline, and shoulder height. Lower third. Silhouette equals identity. 041 to 150. Surface language. Creases, planes and light, macro pass. GT Super's hood creases, headlamp edges, and flush panel gaps. Follow with close pan across Cayenne's hood to show subtle curvature and hood to grille transition, headlights reflecting in black paint. Bow. Look close and the language shifts. GT Super favors hard creases that slice light. Every edge is deliberate, generating contrast and speed even when parked. The Cayenne uses softer planes and muscular volumes. Surfaces are broader, transitions gentler, which makes a deep black paint swallow highlights and create a cloak of menace. On-screen. Callouts pointing to crease, cutline, flank, and beltline. B-roll. Rack focus from headlamp to intake. 151 to 310. Front design and light signatures, front dolly on GT Super. Show splitter, intakes, and thin DRL signatures. Cut to Cayenne. Low angle approach to its widened grille and 3-part air intake, black finish reflecting environment. Bow. Front fascia. GT Super sharpens everything. Narrow DRLs, pronounced splitter, active aero cutouts. These elements read as aerodynamic instruments. Porsche leans on heritage. Broad grille, integrated bumper geometry and a light bar arc, when on, that reads like a single design sweep. On a black Cayenne the light bar and chromeless surrounds appear more minimal, making the lights themselves seem to float. On-screen. Lower third. Light signature. Identity at night. Overlay suggestion. Animated DRL path for each car. 311 to 420. Side proportions, wheels and arches, slow lateral slider for both cars at 30% speed. Close-ups of wheel arch to tire gap, wheel spoke detail, brake caliper shots. Bow. Side view reveals philosophy. GT Super's wheels sit tight within deep arches, wide track, minimal gap, which communicates performance. Wheel design is often center lock inspired. Fewer spokes, more negative space. The Cayenne's arches are more pronounced, with a taller ride height and more substantial wheel to arch transition. In black, wheel finishes, gloss, satin, or matte, have an outsized effect. Gloss wheels pop, satin tones down the contrast. On-screen. Recommended wheel sizes and on-screen overlay. GT Super. 20 to 21. Cayenne. 21 to 22. B-roll macro on lug nut, center cap. 421 to 515. Rear design and aero, rear pass. GT Super's diffuser, center exits, active wing deploy animation. Cayenne's hatch, taillight bar, and hidden spoiler at speed. Bow. Rear design is where purpose shows. GT Super uses an aggressive diffuser, exposed aero fins and a variable wing, all purposeful for downforce. Porsche's Cayenne integrates aero into the silhouette. An elegant spoiler, full-width taillight, and a muscular bumper that anchors the tall rear. In black, reflections emphasize volumes, puddle reflections, overcast highlights, even rain will reveal hidden contours. On-screen. Overlay of aero vectors for GT Super, lower third. Rear equals function plus form. 516 to 630. Color and finish. What paint does to mood, show swatch board graphics pinned on screen for each car. Real shots. GT Super in deep metallic blue. Renaissance red, matte graphite, pearlescent white. Cayenne in jet black, onyx gloss, and optional satin graphite. Bow. Color is storytelling. The GT Super's aggressive creases benefit from metallic and pearlescent finishes. Deep blues and reds catch light on edges, enhancing curvature. Matte or satin on the GT speaks to stealth and concept car drama, but will soften perceived depth. The Cayenne in black becomes a stealth sculpture. Gloss black offers mirror reflections that red is luxury and menace. Satin black simplifies reflections to reveal form without glare. Lighter colors on Cayenne add presence and show details lost in black. On-screen. Color swatch boards with names and short captions. Deep metallic blue accentuates creases. Jet black swallows highlights, heightens presence. B-roll. Macro paint flakes, wet pavement reflections. 6:31 to 7:20. Paint tricks and on-camera tips sequence. Close-up of paint under studio lights, then outdoor golden hour passes. Bow. For filming. Blues and metallics on the GT give great edge highlights in golden hour. Use low sun to emphasize surface curvature. Black Cayenne needs controlled light. Avoid high contrast midday sun which makes black look flat or full of blown reflections. Wet pavement or HDR backlighting can add cinematic sparkle to black. Consider polarizers to cut unwanted glare and tilt shift for isolating creases. On-screen. Camera tips. Use polarizer, shoot golden hour, wet the pavement for depth. 7:21 to 8:20. On-screen graphics and social snippets show suggested lower thirds, color swatch overlay, and 10-second B-roll templates. Bow. On-screen. Bring a color swatch board for each car as a pinned element. Use animated callouts for edge highlight, negative space, and arrow active. For social clips, 10 to 12-second macro passes of paint flakes, GT, and full-width night pass, Cayenne black, are gold for Reels TikTok. On-screen. Sample lower thirds plus B-roll cut markers. 8:21 to 9 o'clock. Closing. Design philosophy in one line, slow pull away. GT super low silhouette, Cayenne retreating into shadow in black. Soft orchestral hit fades. Bow, warm, the GT Super is sculpted speed, colors and creases that shout performance. The Porsche Cayenne in black is controlled power, color used as cloak. Both show how surface, silhouette, and finish shape personality. Which would you frame in your garage? Tell us in the comments. On-screen. End card with subscribe CTA, suggested next videos, and color swatch thumbnails. Production notes, short. Camera. 50mm macro for details, 24 to 70 for walkarounds, 35mm for in-motion lateral passes. Lighting. Golden hour plus polarizer recommended for both. Studio. 3-point softboxes for paint flakes. On-screen overlays. Color swatch board, animated edge arrows, small dimension callouts.